July 3rd reading. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with you. Okay, best message coming out. For June 29th through July 3rd. Got the truth falling out. Got the truth falling out over here. Ooh, some kind of truth coming. Whether it is you're looking for the truth from somebody or want to say your truth, or you're going to hear it, that's for sure, right? One way or another, say it or hear it. It is definitely coming out. So, this truth card over here is talking about getting your attention to show how far you need to go within the situation. Sometimes it's the evaluation of maybe even the past, along with any kind of lessons that were learned, and still need to understand what you're actually going after and what you're able to accomplish during the situation. So the truth card always makes us understand certain areas within our life. So just make sure you're not making too many hasty decisions when it comes to going after your truth, speaking your truth, however it is. We'll see what's going on over here. And remember, friends, if this doesn't resonate with you, you can always watch your regular reading, your rising moon or Venus. Okay. Some kind of truth going on. Temptation upside down. I love that. Nothing's going to tempt you at this time or cause any kind of disharmony within the situation because you're getting to your goals at this time. So it does feel like there is some kind of victory to a situation, trying to get to your destiny underneath the temptation, underneath the harmony. We have the wisdom to see things through. That's going to go definitely with that truth for the new beginnings. So, and then of course you have the memories. We're talking about that, trying to get to something that maybe from the past you have to kind of kind of reach out, kind of, like I said, like kind of recall, maybe take a kind of a step back, see what was going on in the past so that, maybe you missed something, right, that you can bring back to light with a positive movement forward. I'm just feeling like when you're talking about the past over here, that it's definitely talking about looking at the past to say, hey, you know what, this is what happened here. That's what's going on there, right? And anything that I may have learned from the past that caused any kind of disharmony or setback, I'm now able to make the new beginning, not have to worry about that, and have the positive movement forward in the situation, whether it's a love situation, however it is. Everybody's story is, a little different. This is a generalized reading, so not a personal reading. So, everybody's story is a little different. But we have the temptation over here. We're saying I'm not going to have the temptations that I had before. If there was any kind of obsessive, compulsive, maybe even thinking about a situation or having someone around doing so, I'm not going to put that kind of energy out anymore or make those steps anymore. So holding back from that situation, right? Because it has you kind of imprisoned. It kind of keeps you prisoner. So you're escaping from that, knowing the truth within the situation and saying that just keeps me back. That doesn't help me at all. It keeps me in a standstill, right? It keeps me not moving. I can't do that. Yep, there it is on the journey. I have to now not become the prisoner that I am to this temptation, whatever the temptation is, and really want to journey forward, because the disharmony is overwhelming. And that's really what it feels like, right? It's overwhelming, and it keeps me right where I do not want to be. So at the end of the month, going to the beginning of the month, you understand these things. You have a privileged woman over here, a privileged lady, excuse me. Yeah, well, maybe you feel like there's more privilege for you, right? Maybe you're around somebody who feels like they're privileged. Oh, okay. So with this card is talking about the prosperities, the luxury, the luxuries, the creativity, and the wellness. It may also show a young female friend or relative, girlfriend, sister, daughter, best friend, or a young privileged lady. It is the card that shows the gentle and comfortable way of life. So take that how resonate. Are you around someone, like this? Are you, or is this what you're after, right? You're after, no matter what, you're after that, right? You want the comfort, you want the luxuries, and knowing that this is where you're going. But maybe you also have some kind of temptation of someone who wants too much. Maybe they feel they are privileged. So take that how it resonates, because it can kind of see it both ways. You know what? You're keeping me trapped because you want too much that I can't give you at this time. But I'm working so hard to get to what I need within my own victory. So maybe it's even 2 in 1. So however it is, there's a lot of prosperities coming this way, but the way that the temptation is holding you back, the truth is saying no, right? If you want to have the luxury, the luxuries, if you want to have the prosperities, then you're going to have to journey away from whatever was tempting you, right? So let's go over here on the destiny. Look at that, high honor. On the destiny, you have the high honor card coming out with the Lovers card. So for a lot of you, this could be a love that, definitely is doing this, right? Maybe they're holding you back. Maybe they're keeping you from getting to where you need to be. But even with the Lovers, though, we also have to remember that Lovers is also getting to the place of things that I love, things that are good for me. The high honor, I want things that are honorable to myself, knowing this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. You can't always see it from someone else's point of view. Sometimes you have to keep yourself, right? This card's kind of crazy because it's actually right above the Prisoner. So it's actually saying if this card is with the Imprisonment card, it could stand for the landmark of the situation. It could also be some kind of, tall building. That's crazy. Okay, so maybe you're wanting to get out of one situation into another situation where you feel like you're building. That's not how I see it. And it's sitting right above it. These new cards, they're so cool. Okay, so, but yeah, and then wow, but with the Lovers over here, this is definitely getting into the understanding of what it is you love and what you truly want. So, wow. Making a landmark for yourself. It's kind of like taking the high road and making a place for yourself, right? And the wisdom in the new beginnings is definitely the distant horizon. So you can definitely see where exactly you want to go. Now, this is categorizing off the memories of love. So it's definitely bringing you back to the past, what you're nostalgic about, and how you're going to get to this dream, right? So you do have some nostalgic feelings about what's going on. And you also have some past understanding of, if I continue to look back, at what it is I truly want, and then kind of look at what the lessons I have learned, I can definitely take the positive movement forward to get and make this landmark for myself, right? A metaphoric landmark, a stamp, stamping your ground, taking what's yours, making what you want, right? Toil and labor. Toil and labor, you're working your buns off to get to exactly where you want. So right now, in the end of the month, you are definitely working, slave to the grind, right? Really putting in. It doesn't even matter if it's thinking and really writing down things, or if it's actually really putting your hands in there and really doing the hard work. Maybe you're working extra hours this week, trying to get that extra, little bit of extra pay, those extra hours, right? Maybe you're working 2 jobs. Maybe you're thinking about taking on another job. However it is, you're definitely toiling over here. There is a little despair, though. I do, actually, I kind of want to put this card right here. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's kind of on the memories of love. And definitely on that Six of Cups going straight into this new beginning. And the despair is because you know you're toiling so hard right now, my friends. You know this. And I do believe that if you have this other lady in here, this privileged lady that's coming underneath it, for those of you who have this person, you know that you're putting in extra hours trying to do what you want, but it feels like they cause despair. They cause the, the extra negative energy around you and getting you in your head for some reason. For others of you, it's just that you want something so bad, and that could be for everybody no matter what. You want something so bad that it almost feels like, because it's coming so slow in some ways, and you're putting in all these extra hours, that the despair is almost to the point to where it's like I feel like I'm working so hard but not going anywhere. But there is this positive movement forward. But I think the problem is because we don't see it moving so fast, my friends, that sometimes it just feels like I'm putting in all this hard work for frigging what, right? We've all felt this way. And, everyone has. Because no matter what, it just feels like it's just, one penny at a time, one tiny step at a time. And then sometimes you just feel like you're not getting anywhere. If you have this other person, I just want you to understand that where you're having the positive movement forward in this one area, you feel like you're having a giant leap backwards with this woman. Because I am feeling that too. And I think that's where the nostalgic feeling of that situation when it comes to the love going off this way, okay, between the lovers and the despair. The lover doesn't despair, it's on this side and they're going this way, right? So as it's going off of this and then coming and rounding itself up to the privileged lady, it's saying there's toil and labor and despair. There's toil and despair off of her, because as I'm moving so fast, it's almost like they're bringing me backwards. I don't want to be back in the temptation of this person. I don't want them to feel like they have control, and I don't want to have, lose that kind of control and give them that kind of control when I'm moving, right? So the positive movement forward is actually within the expectation. So within the expectations, you know that no matter what, guys, you know that even in any kind of despair, looking for what you're going to get, if you continue to keep doing so, you're going to get somewhere, right? We're not going to just fall off the railroad track over here and go nowhere. So it is expected that you're going to have this positive movement forward, that you're going to get the things you want. I just feel like for some of you, you're making such a great edge going this way. And then you have this person who's, trying to push you back into a corner again. And then it just gets you in your mind. And then for others of you, it's just, and then it could be all in one. Definitely could be all in one as well. Now, a lot of it's occupation. Working your buns off. Trying to get that next step up. Trying to rally something together. So, however it is, though it's not too bad. Let's get a regular tarot card on this situation. So it's not horrible at the end of the month and the beginning of the month. It just feels like you're really slave to the grind, and it does feel like you also have this other little push and pull against you, which definitely could be from this other person. Yeah, it's the devil upside down, the temptation. Keep that temptation away, and it does feel like you're really, really trying to push it back, not allowing anything to get in your head. Now, this woman here could be the Queen of Cups, so you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That is a Cancerian card, so it does feel like they're the grumpy one. And it does feel like they are unfaithful or trying to get their way, something of this nature, ungrateful, because the Queen of Cups upside down is ungrateful, not faithful, right? So we're talking about a human being over here. She's not always that great, and it doesn't have to be a woman. It could be a male. So I don't go huge on the sexes so much. It's just the energy that's pulling out. But definitely whatever it is, it feels like, I'm going to say, they're more ungrateful to the work that you're slaving to the grind for. It could be a boss, it could be anybody, it could be a love. but it just feels like you're not getting exactly what you want out of the situation, and they're not really perceiving what it is you want, and it feels like they want too much, which is not necessary, because then it gets you in your head, and you say, well, I busted my butt. What do you want from me? Well, and they just don't seem to see it your way. But they're kind of cold shouldering the situation as well, which is really crazy. So, you know, they're kind of like cold shoulder. They're kind of sour, a little snippety maybe. So take that how it is, whether they're cold shouldering you or you're cold shouldering them because they're acting snippety and ungrateful. However it is, that it does feel like that's what you're going to really, you know, really be pushing towards. And the overall energy really is just stay away from this, because it's not going to help you dive where, you know, deep into the positive movement forward where you really truly need to stay. Okay, so savings. Ooh. As you constantly save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you are constantly set aside present funds. This is part of your self-care and path and feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. Now that's interesting too. Does this person over here, for some of you, spend all the money and you can't save? That can cause despair. Wow. Look, I'm woman. Yeah, I'm going to say woman here for a second. Could be a guy. But listen here, woman. You don't need any more shoes, okay? I know for a fact, and you definitely don't need a hat to match your shoes. Right? So, however it is, and that could be a huge possibility too. So make sure that you're taking a quiet retreat for yourself as you are trying to think of things through, so that way you do not get into this energy. Try and really watch yourself. As soon as you feel like that despair is coming on, try to grab it, pull it, because you don't want that devil energy to come through to start weighing you down within your mind. So you want to what? Block out all distractions, even if it's distractions from your own self, so that way you can keep yourself the way you need to keep yourself, right? Which is peaceful. Okay? And that was it for you, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.